and then you retreat from life. Then okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to lose. So it's a roller coaster.
And so you were talking. The next question is D. What the strategy that you've been following? As you told me, it was following some version of Weight Watchers, because that was what your mother.
That's what we did, and even that was back in the '60s, and now now we're 2000 whatever it is 17. So I count my points and I do that, and but I know how to lose weight. I know, but I think this time I have to fundamentally change how I eat and what I eat in order to really go whole hog, if you will.
Yeah.
And make this change for life.
Great. So the structure you were really following was counting calories, counting points.
You count the points. You can. The danger with Weight Watchers is that you can eat whatever you want. Oh, you're hungry? You can have 10 apples. You can have, but it doesn't address the modification thing. It doesn't address every day being able to have food not be a primary focus of your life.
Food, all you're doing is focusing on food. You're counting stuff, and you're saying, I shouldn't eat that. I should eat this.
Right.
And the administrative burden.
Oh, tracking. Or they have this online tool when you go to the grocery store. You can see how many points it is and how many. It's overwhelming. I don't want to think about food. I just want to get up in the morning, have my little egg scramble, and have my little, But I'm not a big breakfast eater, so I get in trouble later in the day. But that's
yeah. You're not a big breakfast eater. That's important.
Right.
So, we, as an aside, I got a contract with Merrill Dow on smoking cessation and weight loss. Big contract. And I orchestrated and we did it.
Right.
But we got Judith Rodin, who was president of Yale and is now head of the Rockefeller Foundation.
Right.
To be and she was a calorie counting person. And this number and a left brain,
right.
Administrative, it's all about just
control. It's about control. It's about I'm a bright woman. I'm educated. I should be able to do this. Why can't I tackle this?
So, what we did here is Hugh and I are going to put in questions for these, and we may even change the topics. But we decided to set it up so that each one has a letter or a number, and then a topic, and then each one will have what I call a focus question underneath it. So I'll start out with these, and generally I go this way, even though they're numbered A, B, C, D, and the focus, and then I go over here, and here were some off the top of the head things that are not necessarily relevant, but I try to see I want to change my life. I'll do whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Yeah.
And I want to lose 80 pounds in 100 days. I want to look and feel good and have my body function best so I can travel, spend time and money, and have a life worth living. And the strategy to try out the Atkinson protocol. And the structure is going to organize your kitchen, refrigerator, pantry, shopping, social life. So I have plenty of time and energy of work and learning and playing and partying and loving and thinking.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's on the right track.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's step one.
I don't want to spend a lot of money though. No, it's okay. I don't care.
I mean, spend money.
Spend time and money
as needed,
on life, right?
appropriately.
There we go.
So the next.
I'm a New Englander at heart.
Well, that's. So's my wife. I am not. Money is there to be spent, was my thought, and now I think
like that.
money is there to be saved.
Yeah.
And now that I've run out of it, as I always do,
right.
I said I'm only going to spend my money on my priority. My priority is Hio, because I won't get this thing done without it.
Right.
And he's doing it, and we have a nice give and take. We're not a rigid follow 9 to 5, where are you? I checked your watch.
Right.
We're leading our own lives, and we're forgiving.
Right.
So and I feel that
Well,
way. I feel that way with you too.
Yeah, it's ultimately more productive that way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm committed, but there are times when, like, did you just travel to see your mom, take care of your mom? So you had to have some time, and life happens, right? So
And we had dinner with my sons last night
nice.
in Hill, and then he went out on the town, and he made it up for breakfast by 10 o'clock. And I had a lot of good ideas overnight. So the second step, after figuring out what you really care about,
Right.
and what you have, what your situation is,
Right.
is to narrow in on the mission, starting with letter B on the. Tell me about what is the pain that you want to have go away, the discomfort, the bad feelings, the things you're unhappy with.
The things I'm unhappy with physically, I want to be able to physically move easier. I can. I mean, I know when I drop the weight, I feel better. And I don't have pain per se, but it's.
I don't mean pain in that sense. Pain
Right.
in the sense
Right.
of things you want to change.
Things that are annoying.
Yeah.
That are in the way. Yeah, I can physically move better when the weight's down. I can, and if I can physically move better, then I want to engage in life more. That's goes hand in hand.
Good. And in terms of the roles and responsibilities of people who are going to be part of this venture, who do you see the people are? What are the roles and responsibilities for you?
For me, is maintain a clear thought process in addressing the food stuff, making clear food choices. That would be, because when I'm in that mode, I'm good. But if you can answer this question, what gets you out of that mode? How can I go along and lose 70 pounds, and then all of a sudden, you know, one cookout, one hamburger is gonna set me off. One Milky Way bar is gonna set me off for
So it's
that seeps into the addiction thing.
Do I get back on the wagon?
Right.
Because we're all going to fall off.
Oh, I was down in Marion over the weekend, and my brother was up in Virginia, my other brother, and we went out. Anyway, it was fun to see them. And he lost his wife 2 years ago, had a heart attack, and has just lost 70 pounds. And I said, and then he says, I said, how? And he's been heavy. He's a chef, and he's been heavy all his life, up and down, back and forth. And I said, so where are you with this? And he said, I'm okay. I decided when I left home that. He said, I'm not going to eat. He says, food doesn't have the same interest for me anymore because I've changed how I've eaten. But I know when I'm here, I've got to go to this wedding. You know, we're here celebrating Philip's birthday. We're going to do so. He said, if I've given myself a goal, 5 to 10 pounds. 10, I would not like to gain 10 pounds. But in my head, I said, even if I gain 10 pounds this 2 weeks that I'm away, I'm okay with that.
And you feel in control of it.
Exactly.
You want to feel that if I gain some, I know I can take it off.
Right.
Whenever I want to.
Exactly.
And I know that I'm going to live within a certain set of goalposts.
Right. I'm not going to be at this wedding and go, oh, wait, I can't have that. I can't do it. Oh, that's on the plate? No. I need to live, because you need to live.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, what I found was that thinking about your philosophy and values about food and about this whole program, get down to really core stuff.
Right.
And talk about some philosophy or values or constitutional your commitments that you made that you see as really guiding you.
the commitment I would make this time, and I see it as I age, it's health. It's being around for my kids. As they get older and grandkids are going to start to come, I want to be able to be physically capable, and I want to be able to, and they travel like nuts, I want to be able to go with them and travel with them. So, and those are different than before. Before I was in mother mode, taking care of them, taking care of everybody else, taking care of, now I'm in me mode, and I want to do that. And so I guess for one of the first times in my life, I'm deciding what I want to do for me. And if that's the core thing that sticks here, and that's the motivating factor, then I'm okay with that.
Good. That's a nice answer. And in terms of the priority focus, we talked a little bit about setting up. Well, where do you see your priority and maybe your second and third priorities? Because you've been reading up about different things, and
my priority would be to approach it this time is having a fundamental understanding of different foods. Not eating the same way that I've grown up eating and eating on Weight Watchers. Even though I lose weight on Weight Watchers, I don't want to eat like that anymore. I want to understand, what things do to my body. And really look at food as a fuel as opposed to a pleasure.
food as a fuel, and I would mount and not just a pleasure.
Right, right.
Well, last night we took a shot at this between 6 and 6:45, 6:30, and I said,
Yeah.
personal health heading in the wrong direction,
Yeah.
and I want to take charge of it.
Yeah.
And I had something like, and what we're going to do is begin to collect data so that the things that we show people after they've talked
Right.
are a composite of what everybody has said.
Right.
And so that they were getting to more an abstract, crowdsourced, shared values, shared strategy, shared.
Right.
But one philosophy is that the body is the hero.
Yeah. It's the only thing you got.
It's going to take care of you.
Right.
I know I've got inflammation in my left eye from getting some pepper in it, and I just got to wait it out and water it and not do something.
Has that changed for you since you've gotten West Nile?
What?
You know more the power of your body. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I knew all about it because I was doing 50 years of pharmaceutical sales training. Every body system in the world. There was a pill for every ill.
Yeah. I haven't been a big pill popper.
What?
I haven't been a big pill popper.
Well, at Cambridge Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital,
Right.
the average patient averages 25 pills a day.
Really?
If you were to add up the side effects from those 25 pills, you'd have to get a whole new hospital going to put them in it.
How do those not counteract some?
Oh, it's impossible.
Right.
So I said, accentuate paleo, eliminate agricultural industrial
Yeah,
foods,
absolutely.
and take one day at a time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
That's a big one for me.
And affirm water, sleep, and exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, so we do the 80 pounds in 180 days. That's about. I did the math. It's 0.444444 pounds a day.
Say that 3 times fast, Charlie.
And which works out to be 3.1111 pounds a week.
There you
It's
go.
not that much.
No.
And you lose it faster in the beginning, so you get a lot of early reinforcement.
You know what I like about, and this is absolutely what we've talked about, but what I like about this, it's not, because last time I did Weight Watchers, they had been added, and they hadn't added this before, but you can gain points by adding exercise. It's like, I don't want to gain points.
Gain points by doing.
You can eat more if you exercise. In essence, you have
There's that
you have
whole.
like 32 points. It's like no, and the exercise thing, I think sometimes is counterproductive because